is happening? Turbo Toys here. And it's Tuesday again, boys. Are you ready? They think they can tell us what to do? They think they can tell us what to wear? They think they're better? Well, they better get ready, because we're going to break it down with an absolute banger with the D Generation X Ringside Collectibles exclusive Shawn Michaels, as well as that D Generation X 2-pack with the first time in the line Chyna and Triple H. And with all these figures being based around the year 1997, it'd be rude not to show them as a set, because old Turbsky thinks these figures are made to be together. And in a time where I found myself growing up and finding alternative rock music, flirting more with the females and my love of professional wrestling, my three role models were complete degenerates, and I blame them for getting chucked out of science class for telling Gemma Beasley that I've got 2 words for her, or me trying to super kick everyone, and even going around crotch chopping every person I see. They were the bad guys we all wish we could have been, so let's take a look at this Hall of Fame faction. But boys and girls, before we do, make sure you like, comment and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, just like this one. Right, as we take a real quick look at the boxes, on top of HB Shizzle's box it says that it includes the entrance gear as well as Shawn Michaels displayed in green. It also has the WWE logo with both the Ringside exclusive and the Elite banners displayed on the front. One side of the box shows a very determined Shawn Michaels, and then the other side just displays his name. And then as we move to the back of the box, we see a great image of Michaels as well as his stats and a small write-up explaining that DX was formed and that they had no limits, but please feel free to pause and read in full. Now moving on to the 2-pack, with these two being a bit more newer compared to the HBK, these do have the TrueFX technology. We see the DX logo as well as the WWE logo, and the first time in the line for Chyna, as well as the Elite Collection banner and Chyna and Triple H displayed on the bottom of the box. And as we turn our attention to the side of the box, it shows a couple of headshots earlier on in their careers, with the other side showing them with an in-ring shot of the two. On the back of the box it shows an image of the two of them with Triple H and Chyna displayed above a small write-up, again explaining a little bit about how they started to partner up, forming D Generation X with Shawn, with a little mention of Rick Rude, but again please feel free to pause and read this at your own pleasure. And as we start to unbox this fine faction, I must say how I really did enjoy the artwork on both of these boxes, with the D Generation X theme making it really stand out from your normal Elite line figures. And you can also use these back cards as backgrounds. Turbo tip of the day, boys! But just before we get into these figures, a little nitpick thing really, the quality control on these figures are absolutely rubbish. I don't mean to sound so negative, but being that this is an exclusive from another country, I did pay more than normal for this figure, and a couple of things really. The arm was so stiff that it's probably now so loose after forcing it, and the waist was so loose. But these problems seem to happen more often than not. So, taking a look at everything that they come with. Shawn comes with his entrance gear. Now, I believe that the top half of this gear, the mould has never been used on any other Michaels before, but the chaps, the bottoms, they was previously used on the WrestleMania 14 Shawn. But nonetheless, taking nothing away from the overall look, I can really appreciate that they put that in, because there has been other HBK figures that they have not included the bottom chaps. Maybe it's a cost thing, I don't know, but you see it more often than not. Now as we move on to Trips, and you get the spare interchanging hands, as well as his entrance jacket. Now I know a few people were disappointed with the jacket, because in the prototype photos, it did look a lot better than what we actually got in person, with this being a more kind of thinner material. But I'm glad they included it, because I still think that it's a great looking accessory. And then as we move on to Chyna, she comes with another set of closed fist interchangeable hands, as well as both the WWE Winged Eagle Championship and the European Championships that were both held by HBK and Triple H. So as we move on to the figures, we're going to take a look-ski at the showstopper. Now I always find it a bit disappointing when they do stuff like this being an Elite exclusive figure, and they've used an Elite 19 Shawn head scan. And I was actually having this conversation the other day that this scan is probably like the weakest HBK head scan in terms of likeness. But it don't even represent the hairstyle he had when he was wearing this attire. And I had seen someone do a fix-up with a basic 100 head scan, and even though that's an older representation of Shawn, it actually displays a better option for likeness compared to this scan. Now they give him the cruiserweight style torso, and they've added the chest hair as well as the black wrist wraps with the D Generation X Heartbreak logo designs on each wrist. And of course it wouldn't be complete without his famous tattoo design. Now this attire is based off the In Your House 19 D Generation X pay-per-view when he faced off against Ken Shamrock. It's the all black tights with the D Generation X Heartbreaks both front and back. And also across the back of the tights he has the DX HBK design, and it looks like they've been a little bit careless with the decal application, but overall I really like this attire. Like, he always has really standout attires, But this might be one of my favourite ones, boys. And like normal, they give them kick pads, but I'd really like to see them do these designs with actual boots, like the biker style boots that he always kind of wore. But we see the heartbreak designs running down the side of the boots, completing HBK's look. And now with the future King of Kings, we move on with the Triple H figure. And now again, you could argue that the fact that it's another reuse of a scan with the Elite 23 flashback, but at least in this case, it's actually a decent choice to represent Triple H in that time frame. I've always loved that expression on his face, and I do think this sculpt is on point. I do feel that the quality of this figure compared to the Elite 23 is a bit cheaper, but I don't know if that's just me. But I do love this representation of Triple H. He's got the same style torso choice as other previous early incarnations of Triple H, accompanied with the white wrist tape. And with the tights, he has the classic black style tights with a belt buckle, and on his inner thighs he has a blue design on each leg. And we see he is wearing knee pads with the H logo applied to both of them, and then finished off with a pair of plain black boots. Now boys, moving on to a figure we thought we was never ever going to get. And because of this reason, I did make a custom of Chyna. So if you want to check that out, go check me out on Instagram at Turbo Toys. Now boys, straight away, just look at this figure. There's a ton of unique things about her that just make this figure look so awesome. Starting with the head. Now, first time in the line, it displays Chyna from the late 90s, and it has everything you'd expect from a Chyna at that time. Starting with the hair and the bangs on the front. Like, it's a great Chyna expression. And dare I say, it's got that massive manly jawline. I think Mattel did a really good job in replicating her look at this time. As we start to move down, she's wearing a kind of dog collar choker, and she's got a very unique torso made only for her. And I also love that she's got the bigger arms compared to a standard WWE women's figure. She's got the black top, and moulded onto the front is a tie-up detail, and I also love that she's got her fingernails painted as well. And I also think it's great they've included that small little tattoo that's just behind her shoulder. She's wearing long black tights with the handcuff designs on the front, followed by the studded design on the back with the cutaways running all the way down both sides of the legs. Now, it's a very plain but effective design, with it being spot on with how she looked back then. And what I do love about this figure is these boots. Now, this is another unique design, and I love the moulded overhanging tongue as well as the straps with the buckles. Now, you definitely imagine Chyna to have these boots. Quality effort from the guys at Mattel. Now, with these three figures combined, it is a great set that can be displayed together to represent the first incarnation of D Generation X, and to finally have a Mattel Chyna figure is a dream come true. Now, with Bret Hart inadvertently naming the group by calling them a bunch of degenerates, then Shawn would go on to say that their group would be fitly known as D Generation X. Now, with it said that the company was not too happy with their antics, fearing that the group might cause the network to possibly get them booted off air with their not so family friendly actions. Apparently this wasn't true, and the network actually loved what they're doing, allowing D Generation X to run riot on the TV show. Now, with the group setting the wheels in motion for the Attitude Era, and after Survivor Series 97, the group would finally find their identity with the inclusion of the group coming down to the ring with the new D Generation X theme music, and Michaels holding both the European and the WWE Championship. But would I recommend these figures to you boys? I would say 100% yes, especially if you're an older collector. If you've lived through these times, then you'd realise how special of a set these figures actually are. I mean, okay, the Shawn could have been a lot better, but the fact that we actually got him in this attire is okay with me. And again, the Hunter ain't too far away from what we got before with the Elite 23, but the jacket accessory makes a great display piece, and with it being cloth too, like, that's an added bonus. And then there was Chyna, a figure we thought we were never going to get, and here she is. And like we said earlier, it's a great representation and it makes it all the more desirable. There is also the WrestleMania one, and I believe that we're going to be getting her in the Championship Showdown packs, so I'll look forward to seeing what they do. But with the group going through some changes over the years, and we will get into that, there is no denying that this group of individuals, along with the likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin, started to steer professional wrestling into an era that will never be forgotten in the sport. And of course, if you're not down with that, then we got 2 words for you, Turbo Toys. But boys, from this bunch of degenerates, that's going to do it for this one. So if you enjoyed this video like I enjoyed making it, be sure to like, comment and crotch chop that subscribe button. Come check me out on the Instagrams at Turbo Toys. And until that next video, boys, I will see ya when I see ya.